quite some time now. Like it's been more than 4 years with me being with Coding Ninjas. And here we are into this interesting session where we are going to learn something very important, something very interesting, and something that's extremely relevant from the times in which we are living. So, the agenda for today's session is something like Gen AI won't replace you, but developers who know AI will. So that's the agenda around this session that we are going to talk about. And for this very reason, I am going to discuss some very important things with you. So in this session, what are the things that we will be covering, or what are the things that we will be trying to talk about? So one of the things that we'll be trying to talk about is the importance of AI and how we are using it, how you as a software engineer will require to use AI, what are the things that you need to know, or what are the things that you need to incorporate in your daily life so that you can actually create software or create tools that has a lot of AI in it. How you can use AI in your daily life and how you can improve your efficiency and overall performance metrics. This is the whole idea around this session. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get started to it. So I have this interesting PowerPoint presentation that I would like to share with all of you. All right. So before I move to the presentation, I want to tell you what this, like I already told you what we are going to cover in this session. But just to make things very clear, this is more like a free demo from Coding Ninjas, where we are going to talk about a lot of AI related tools. You can think of today as the kind of a trailer. And if you like, you can go with the paid extended version of this program after watching the session. So you can fill up the form that will be shared in the chat box later. Okay, so that is the whole idea around it around it. And let me now go and share my screen. Just 1 second. Why am I? Yeah, I got it. Not able to share my screen. Just 1 second. I'm trying to share my screen. I don't know why it's not letting me share my screen. Yeah. Can you see my screen now? Is it visible? Can somebody please confirm? I think it should be.
Yes, Anthony,
Yeah,
it's
thank
totally
you.
visible.
Yeah. Sorry, I was not able to share my screen due to some reason, but great that I can now share it. Great. So let's try to talk about some very interesting and important things. First thing is, why is Gen AI not optional anymore? So if we go back, rewind a few years in time, let's say we go to year 2020, 2021, I don't think people actually buzzed around the word Gen AI anymore at that time. I think at that time people were more like, oh, let's do machine learning, let's do image processing, let's do this, let's do that, let's learn this model, that model, etc. But Gen AI has actually become very buzzing in the recent few years, especially after ChatGPT came into picture. So once ChatGPT came with OpenAI, then Microsoft started to contribute towards it a lot. Then Google came with its Gemini, and then suddenly every company was in this race of creating the best LLM model or best tool like ChatGPT, something like that. So we have seen over the last few years that it has started to trend a lot. Okay. So in today's world, AI is not just a buzzword anymore. It's changing the rules of the entire game that we in the world of tech are playing. So you can see some important metrics that are actually written on the screen that Google quietly phases out the entire dev teams as AI tools improve productivity, etc., etc. So all the facts are in front of you at this point. Okay, and where the developers are heading. So if AI is being this relevant and if it's becoming so good, then what will the developers do? What will the developers do? So you can see that developers are now diverging or specializing in their development field with the help of AI. So you can see in software and research role, it says full stack AI developer, research assistant in AI/ML roles, and open source AI contributor, etc., LangChain, Hugging Face, etc. So This is the kind of area where technical people are trying to move in. If you're from a different domain like strategy and consulting, then the ones that are written over here will become more relevant to you. And it will just go on like that. So that's the whole idea. Okay, that is the whole idea. Okay, so now I will pause on this slide and stop sharing my screen and come back to this PPT in some time. Okay, and I'll come back to this PPT in some time. Now, in the meantime, I want to tell you what are the things that we should be doing as software engineers in order to improve our daily efficiency, and how we can make sure that we do not get impacted by the current situation of the industry, especially with the AI being in trend. Okay, some things that I've already shared in the on my presentation, but things that I still want to convey is that the world is moving at a very fast pace in terms of AI. And because of this reason, everybody has to adapt. If you don't adapt, you will be kicked out of the system. And that's brutal reality. Just today, I think I heard the news. I think not today. Yesterday, I heard the news that Microsoft is cutting down 9,000 jobs. Imagine a company like Microsoft, so big, has always existed ever since we existed, creates companies like Windows, Microsoft Edge, Azure, etc., 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 still decides to cut down on people. Why? Definitely, the reason is not because they have less money. That's not the reason. The reason is they're trying to move, or they're trying to invest more in towards AI. So if you are an engineer who is not able to comply with AI, then the chances of the company eliminating your role, or like you trying to cope up with the industry, might fail. Either of these two situations will occur. So what are the things that we can use in order to not fall into that sort of a problem? Okay, thing number one, let's start to look into some tools that you can use on your daily life. Okay, these are the tools that you probably already know, like ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, etc. These are some tools that you already know, GitHub Copilot, that you can use in order to improve your daily efficiency with work. Okay, this is something that you already know. But apart from just knowing how to use these tools, don't you think it would be so much better if you, as an engineer, would be able to create something which is very, very, like contextual and gives personalized results to your customers? For example, let's say you okay, let me think about it. Okay, let me do one very interesting thing. Okay, let me share my screen. Not the presentation this time, something else. Let me open a Chrome window for you so that I can help you understand what I'm actually trying to tell you. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to open a Chrome window. Yeah, here it is. So, and now I'm going to share my screen again. Yeah, here it is. Great. Can you guys see my screen? I'm sharing a Chrome window and it has Amazon open in it. You guys can see it, right? Can you see my screen? I think you should be able to see my screen.
Yes, it's
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say I have opened Amazon, but let's say I open a different tool. For example, let's say I open Gemini or ChatGPT, for example, ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm opening ChatGPT. Okay, so this is my ChatGPT account. Okay. Now, here at Amazon, we see a search box. If we want to search for something, we can just come here and we can search. Correct? We can, let's say I want to buy an iPhone. So I can write iPhone 16, for example. Then it will give me a listing of iPhone 16s, right? So what does it mean? I tell Amazon what I want, and then Amazon tells me the results of what it already has that I can buy. Correct? So I tell Amazon what I want by writing the name of the product, and then Amazon gives me a listing of the items that Amazon has. Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? That we tell Amazon in a text box what we want, and then Amazon tells us this is the item, right? Now, let's say if I want an iPhone, but I don't know the number. So can I write, let's say, can you give me iPhone from 2022? So iPhone from 2022 is what? This is 2025, right? So 16, 15, 14. No, 13, it would be 13. So let's say 2023, which will make it 15, iPhone 15. Okay, so let's say if I press return, do you see iPhone 15 in the results? Do you see iPhone 15 in the results? Do you see iPhone 15 in the results? No, right? Okay. All right. So now if I clean this and if I write iPhone 15, let's see what happens. If I write iPhone 15, directly the name of the product I'm looking for, I get the result. Correct? I get the result, right? I get the result. All right. So now if I go to ChatGPT and if I ask, can you give me iPhone from 2023? Let's see what it says. So if I give this question to ChatGPT, it immediately tells me what iPhone I'm looking for. Are you able to understand what I'm saying? So it tells me all the iPhones that were released in 2023, which were iPhone 15, iPhone 15 Plus, iPhone 15 Pro. Yeah, you can see the comparison also. Everything is present over here. Do you see this? So ChatGPT is able to answer my question, right? But was Amazon able to give the listing of iPhone 15 when we asked Amazon that question? So now if you think, let's say if it was possible to write this question in Amazon, this question, if I copy it, and if I go back to Chrome and if I paste it over here, and if I click on search, and if Amazon was able to give me an iPhone 15, an iPhone 15 Pro, and an iPhone 15 Plus, don't you think it would have been amazing? Don't you think it would have been amazing? Yes or no? In my opinion, it would have absolutely been amazing. Now let's go with like even a slightly more complex question. Can you give me, can you suggest me a phone from, let's say, no, just phone that lasts 1 day on battery? My budget is, let's say, 60,000 rupees. See, it gives me options 1 plus 12 hour. It gives me why it lasts, an Apple iPhone 13, and many other phones, right? You see that, right? Google Pixel 7. So now imagine if I asked this question to Amazon, and if Amazon gave me this answer, don't you think it would have been amazing? Right now, Amazon says nothing. Don't you think it would have been amazing if Amazon could do it on its own? Right? So this is what I was trying to tell you about. So a business as big as Amazon, a business as big as Amazon cannot do something like what we want, which can be done with the help of Gen AI. Correct? So we have one tool, in this case, ChatGPT, that is capable of doing AI related tasks. And then we have one tool, which is a business that is providing a solution to a problem, which in this case is Amazon, that is helping you to shop something online. Correct? If we combine both of them together, fuse both of them together, then we will have the capabilities of doing AI related stuff on a tool that people use in every single day, like Amazon. I think I look at Amazon to order something almost once every week. And there are so many people like me. I'm pretty sure you might have also ordered something from Amazon in the last 1 month. And given that we are these many people in the meeting right now, I'm pretty sure just from us, Amazon would have earned a lot of money in the last 5 years, right? So a company as big as Amazon can definitely implement something like this. And trust me, it will come in some time. I will not be surprised if it happens in some time, but right now it's not there. And the reason why I'm choosing this situation right now is it's only an example to help you understand what AI integrations can do. So in order to do AI integrations, you need to understand how AI works. And in order to understand how AI works, we can go into a lot of depth into models, into tools, into small pieces of code that go as building blocks of creating an AI like ChatGPT that we just used. Okay. So if I ask ChatGPT only, can you tell me how to create an LLM like ChatGPT? See, let's see what it says. So it gives us a lot of info. It tells you need to define scope and objectives. That means what you want it to do. Now, in this case, it says, will it be legal, general purpose assistant or domain specific assistant? Should it support multi languages? What is your budget and hardware availability? Let's strike off this question. This is the most important task. Now, as a business, as somebody who is a software engineer in some sort of a company, that company has a business because of which you're employed with that company. So if you can create something, or if the company is focusing on creating something which is specific to their domain, it will benefit them a lot. Therefore, if you are an engineer who is experienced in the domain of that company, and if you can create an LLM for that domain specific, it would be amazing. It would be amazing. And this is the reason why companies are investing in engineers who can create LLMs or who can create AI tools or Gen AI tools which are specific to that company's domain, so that it can leverage the advantages that AI has to provide in order to make the company more profitable. Okay, so data collection and pre-processing. If it's, let's say, an insurance company and you are an insurance company, so you have a data of probably last 50 and 100 years, right? So a lot of data has to be there. And then this is going to be the most important part, model architecture. So choose a transformer model, encoder, decoder only, etc. Now, what these models are, this is very much complicated, and this is something that we will be covering mostly in the in like the full version of this course, not in the trial version in today's class. But I'm just trying to put the path very clear in front of you, what it's going to look like. So you choose a transformer model, okay, of us. So you choose a transformer architecture, which can be GPT, which is what ChatGPT is based on. Then BERT, I think this is what Gemini is based on, and etc. Like and others. Then you train your model on a lot of data, and then you test your data. The more you test, the more you fine tune it, the more you do feature engineering, the better it will start to become. Okay, and then you have to evaluate your data by getting feedback from humans. So this is what technically happens. Okay, this is and as you can see, it's not going to be an easy task, and it definitely is not something that can be covered in like just 40 to 50 minutes. So, but this is usually the process that most companies will also be following. Okay, this is the kind of process that most companies will also be following. So you will be involved in the model architecture part and model training part. This is where you will be involved. Most importantly, in the fine tuning, that is making the model better on top of its already performant nature. So the more you fine tune it, the more chances there are that it will start to perform better for almost every piece of data. So that's what it gets. So the whole idea around AI in today's world, from a developer's perspective, is first know how to use the existing tools in order to improve your day-to-day code. And second is, what can you do in order to, or what kind of skills you can retain in order to be this person who can contribute very, very nicely in creating that domain-specific Gen AI tool for your company, so that your product shines, therefore your company shines, makes more profit, and it comes down to your pocket ultimately. This is the whole idea. Okay, this is the whole idea towards it. Anybody, any questions so far? Anybody, any questions so far? If you have any questions, you can write that down in the Q&A section, or I can just move ahead. In the meantime, I'll just drink a little bit of water. Okay, no questions. Great. Let's move ahead. So now I'll get back to my PPT, the one that I was sharing that time. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, I think you guys can see my screen. Okay, I see one question in the Q&A. Let me address that first before I move ahead. If the company integrate AI with ChatGPT after the integration, then will that company anymore require AI engineers? Yes, it will, because integrating with ChatGPT is not what they want. So what is ChatGPT? It's just a general purpose AI tool. It can answer things, like on a general purpose. It's like let's say I know it all, but then it might not be as good as what you would expect from an AI tool, which is domain specific. So because your company is in a business, or your company is a business, and because businesses require a domain, so if you can create a tool that is in relation to your company's domain, then it would be much more advantageous for your company than integrating just ChatGPT. That's what it's like. So if ChatGPT was the answer to everything, I think Amazon's search bar would be integrated with ChatGPT right now. Getting my point? What kind of roles can sustain then? What do you mean by roles? Are you trying to say roles as in like a role as in like designations of people like software engineer, etc.? Is that what you're trying to say? So it can be any role in software engineering, not necessarily AI specific, but I think, or what I would encourage people to do right now is that if your designation requires you to code, it would be the best if you also know the fundamentals and understanding towards creating AI agents. So if you have that capability already, that's great. If you don't, then it firstly it doesn't matter what is your designation, because whatever your designation is, probably AI will be there. AI to use programming. Yes, that's something I've already mentioned. Tools like Codo, GitHub Copilot, etc., are the tools in AI that you can use to do programming. Like write better code, for example, that way. Okay. All right. Coming back to my screen. So, how do you become this Gen AI engineer? Okay. So, you can learn things like prompt engineering and API integration. You can learn a little bit of NLP, which is natural language processing, that will help in identifying the sentences that you write and align them to its meaning and then give better answers. Then multi-agent systems, or MAS, where you will be understanding how you can integrate one side of product with one kind of agent. Again, subdivision in your domain specific AI, and then deploying your AIs, how to manage their APIs, full stack integration, etc. So this is still less important, but yeah, it's also there. And then fine tuning, like I was telling you. Okay, so now let me get to you into the sneak peek of the program. So what this program is going to be like. So it's usually, or it's mostly a 6 months journey. Okay, it's more importantly a 6 months journey where you can see the detail of each month over here. Oops. So in the first month, we will be doing, it's going away, right? Yeah. In the first one, we'll be trying to understand what is AI and how is it different from things like machine learning, deep learning, etc. And we will be seeing the prompt anatomy. We'll see how to do tokenization, etc. Then how we can make use of LLM APIs using ChatGPT, etc. Then we will start to see how we can create our own AI. So we'll start to dive deeper into things like NLP, RAG. Then we'll go into more advanced RAG in the fourth month. And after that, we can see how we can make multi-agent systems and how we can deploy these systems. Okay, so this is what it's going to be like. It's usually going to be on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays. And in order to go towards the next step into this program, that means if you are interested in this program that I was just telling you about, you can very well fill up this scholarship and eligibility form. So let me share this form with you over here in the chat box. So you can fill up this form and you can book a one-on-one expert call with us at Coding Ninjas and use this code mentor30 for up to 30,000 rupees off. So this is only valid for 24 hours of this link being shared with all of you in the chat box. So if you're interested, this can be a great, great, great addition in your skill set. So now I would open the podium for any questions and answers at all. So if you have any questions for me, please put them down in the Q&A so that I can answer it for you. So any questions, please write it down in the Q&A section. Okay. Any questions? Okay, I see a few questions. How will this program help me understand AI more? So this program will help you to understand AI more firstly by helping you to play around with the tools that are already existing, like ChatGPT, Gemini, etc. Then we will slightly go deeper into understanding how these tools work. What is tokenization? How are tokens created? How are different models able to map to tokens? And why are tokens important? What are tokens? And how are these tokens identified as two similar values, for example, ocean and sea? And how does AI model know that two words are similar or have similar meanings, etc. Then we will go more deeper into it by trying to understand LangChain, then RAG, and then a little bit of natural language processing also. Once we have done all of these things, then we will be trying to create agents where each agent is going to be dealing with a specific type of activity or specific type of task. This way, you can automate a lot of things on your own software by creating multi agents, therefore, making a multi agent system called as MAS. Any more questions? Yeah, I see one more question. What is going to be the length of this course? So, like I told you, it's going to be like 6 months. Will be taught twice in a week. You can see it over here. Yeah. So we'll be taught twice over in a week for 3 hours each day on Saturday and Sunday. You can also get very good additional support, one-on-one powered doubt support, as well as a success partner to help you progress well. How has choosing cybersecurity field? Are you trying to say how is it like to choose the cybersecurity field? Well, it's a good field definitely and booming for sure. A lot of companies like McAfee, Intel, etc. They are doing a lot of cybersecurity related stuff. So if you want to get into cybersecurity, it's a good place. Any more questions? What is prompt engineering? Okay, so prompt engineering is basically, like an idea to understand what kind of sentences you can give and how does a LLM identify the meaning of your sentence when you have given it. So, for example, let's say if you write to ChatGPT, who is Virat Kohli? Then ChatGPT will tell you everything about Virat Kohli. But then you tell ChatGPT, can you tell me about his early life? Then who is his here? It is Virat Kohli, right? Who is his here? It's going to be Virat Kohli, right? So how does your LLM know the context, and how does it know that you are still trying to talk about Virat Kohli, right? So this is just a small part where how you write your sentences or questions to a tool like ChatGPT and how it understands, that is what is prompt engineering. Because of this reason, we also have something called as prompt engineer, whose job is to create a prompt in such a manner such that the AI tool is able to understand what you are really trying to get out of it and then give that information to you. Okay. In the simplest words, it's a engineering technique that lets you tell AI what you exactly want. That's how it's like. That's how I'll put it. I see two questions. How to learn AI step by step. So this is what it is. The one that is currently present on my screen. This is how you can learn AI step by step. So let's say you start with prompt engineering and API integration. Then we'll go one step beyond, learn NLP fundamentals, RAG, etc. Then MAS, then deployment, and then fine tuning. Okay, so uh, the course that we are actually trying to tell you about is going to make sure that you do learn AI step by step and know everything about it. Okay. AI used to design logo. So that will again be the creative side of AI. So yes, you can use AI to design a logo as well. A lot of companies do that. A lot of companies have businesses around that as well. Prompt engineer really pays well as per the YT ad says 5 to 10 LPA. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I haven't asked the salary of any prompt engineer, but yeah, it does pay you decently. Any more questions? Okay, I see one more question. What is the deployment part in this AI course? Okay, so just like any application, we need to make sure that our application can be used by other people. In order to make it usable by other people, we need to put our application that runs on our computer at a place that it can be accessed by many other people. In order to do this, we need to make use of DevOps, and then and then we have to make sure that we are able to provide this to other people by deploying it to some other place. Now, deployment has multiple ways, multiple strategies, depending on what kind of application you have created and what kind of architecture it is. The deployment will be different, and companies to company also it differs a little bit. But we will still try to tell you the most general and most mostly widely followed deployment strategies in the world of AI, which you can use in order to deploy your own applications, okay, whether AI or not. Then there's full stack integration as well, where your AI app will be able to work as something that we saw in Amazon. So you will be able to add something like your AI model into a company or into a software like Amazon, where you can just write in the search box what you want, and then you get the answer from the shopping category list, just like we expected it to be. I am a BTech graduate and I want job in either Python developer or cybersecurity. Does this course can help me in cybersecurity? Well, not really. It's not cybersecurity focused, but this course can help you a lot in Gen AI, and that can help you a lot in your career. Okay. All right. I don't see any more questions popping up. The representative from Coding Jazz, I think Raj, would you like to share some information about this course to the students?
Thank you so much, Shantanu, for such an insightful and informative session taken. Uh, Guys, now before winding up our masterclass for today, I'll just be giving you an overview of what we are actually providing being the part of this program here in Coding Ninjas. So just allow me a minute, guys. I'll be helping you with an overview of the program offered by Coding Ninjas. So this will be a 6 months live program wherein once upon enrollment you'll get first of all you'll get a welcome kit which will be containing some sort of letters, uh, t-shirt, bag, zipper kind of things. You'll have your orientation done from IT Mandi, and you'll get some guest lectures that too from IT Mandi itself. Once upon successful completion of the program, you'll have a chance to attend a one-day campus immersion for the certification ceremony. 10 plus GenAI projects to work upon your skill sets, to practically implement, to sharpen your skill sets, whatever you have learned being the part of this program. 24 by 7 AI support so that you can clear all your doubts, all your queries then and there itself. You will not have to wait for another live class, another mentor to be available to join in and help you with the doubts. You can clear all your doubts wherever you are studying with the help of our 24 by 7 AI support. Career services will be helping you with resume review, You'll have the job portal access of NSDC through us. And after upskillment, after the whole 6 months, you'll find yourself ideal to hunt for the job roles like GenAI engineer, multi-agent systems developer, prompt engineer, and so on, guys. So once again, this was just an overview. If you want to know more about this, I am sharing this form link into the chat box. You can quickly click on the link, fill in your basic details, and get a chance to get in connect with our counselors one-on-one. They'll be helping you to deep dive into it to know more about program, how this can be impactful for the goals that you have set for yourself. And then if it seems like this is something, this is a perfect fit for you, and if you want to get enrolled with us, we'll be helping you over the same call itself. So for that reason, guys, so that the people who have not filled in the form yet can still do so. And then after 1 or 2 minutes, I'll be winding up the session for today. Okay, there's this form link, guys. I'll just be waiting for another 1 to 2 minutes. You can fill in the form, and then we'll be winding up the session for today. Okay, so thank you so much once again, guys, for your lovely participation into the masterclass. We hope to see each and every one of you in our upcoming batches for the program itself. Till then, best of luck, guys. Just one last thing: if you have not filled in the form yet and you still want to know more about the program by Coding Ninjas, you can simply revisit our website and request a call back from there. We'll get in touch with you and we'll be helping you the best way possible, guys. Once again, thank you so much. The masterclass is over now. Good night.